it's the end of the year. And what a year it's been. And if you've been following the channel, then you know that my goal this year really was to race the Scholar racing car once we'd finished it. Unfortunately, even having put about 300 hours into it, the project was more than I was expecting it to be. And by the time I'd missed the second race, that meant I wouldn't have had a chance at going at the championship. To be honest, I was just burnt out and my heart fell out of it, and I really wanted to drive. So that comes on to the next activities I did. You did obviously see me doing the go-karts and things, but actually before that I did do another race. I did take some film, but the film wasn't very good, so here's a really good opportunity to share what I did do. So all my race gear is here on the floor. It's early Sunday morning, so that can only mean one thing. It's time for Vegas, baby. That's right, Skeg Vegas, just outside Skegness, definitely not in Nevada. We just so happened to be there at the start of the summer holidays, so there was a massive crowd, complete with monster truck, and the cars we were racing were basically very similar to a Legend, but it's a NASCAR style body with slicks. But the race series run by Steve Stanford is complete with its own junior series for 8 to 16 year olds. It's very well attended, some of the cheapest, friendliest racing you can have in the country. We didn't all manage to miss each other either, unfortunately, but the American Cup cars is definitely something I can recommend. So next we bought the classic TKM go-kart, and obviously you saw us take on the TKM Festival. At the final round at Wilton Mill, I had Simon Nicholson, who's basically the carb guy in the kart world, and he did the carbs, and when I first drove it in the practice on Friday, I knew that we were going to get a really good result. We actually took third overall and obviously won the class as well, and that was really satisfying to race with race on the same level of the normal classic TKMs. And the same thing happened with Dave Robson's car. I knew before the weekend we had a really good shout of getting a great result. I didn't think we'd do quite that well. I thought if we got on the podium that'd be great, but we actually were in a chance of winning it. And I know Bill Cowley was wiping the sweat off his brow when he came in. He drove a fantastic defensive race, and he deserved the win, absolutely. It was really nice to get a good mention in Autosport after that as well. You know, really good to see that car do well. Then we had Tim Gray as well, let us drive his Sports 1000. Really wonderful car to drive. He did really look after us. They're a real proper team, and and there might be some opportunities to race with them next year. But I'm going to definitely race the 750 car in the Scholar, maybe a bit of go-karting. I've got something else I'm going to do that I can't really talk about yet. I'm not 100% sure it's going to go ahead, so I don't want to jinx it. But we've got some really exciting racing happening next year. But the year's not over. You know, we're a week before Christmas, but you may know, if you're a racing fan, of the Plum Pudding Race. The Plum Pudding Race is the traditional last meeting of the year that's done at Mallory Park, and we are taking that race on. And we've been very lucky to been able to find Rob Ollie's and Mike Jacobs' car. They actually run their own YouTube channel. You can find a link. I'll put a link somewhere in the description. I think they're now called Motorsportopia, I think is the name they come up with. It was a different channel name before. But yeah, they've got a Mazda low cost. By the time you see the video from that race, it will be next year. So look forward to that. What else have we got to come with the Scholar? Well, there's lots of small jobs to do on it really, but the main thing is to try and sort out the aerodynamic issue. I've been doing some 2D CFD work on that. I'm going to bring you a video on that. And I've also done a fiberglassing course so I can sort of fix the bodywork and make sure that it doesn't break, because the front bonnet does feel like it's going to snap in half every time I pick it up. And thank you so much to everyone watching this year. It's been pretty much just over a year now since we've been doing the YouTube. I know it's a really dedicated audience, and I know you really enjoy watching these. Expect to see some content sometime in mid-January.